Takeda's release date has been revealed, and it's sooner than you might think. Plus, the Aftermath story mode is coming soon after that. What's different about Takeda in this new timeline? How will his origin be different in Mortal Kombat 1? All that and more discussed in today's video. Because another day means more Mortal Kombat 1 news. I'm covering it all the time on this channel, so if you want to stay up to date, then make sure to subscribe and ring that bell so you never miss any future videos. And then after watching, if you enjoyed the video, please leave a like down below. It helps the channel out a ton. And without any further ado, let's begin. Starting off with Takeda's release date. As mentioned earlier at the start of this video, Takeda is going to become playable a lot sooner than you might think, because many players assume Takeda would be playable in August, but actually he's going to be playable in just 42 days from now. Or in other words, Takeda is dropping in July. It seems like NetherRealm finally knows what they're doing. They're an oiled, streamlined machine. The pipeline is finally functioning as intended. But how do you know this, underdog? How can you be certain that Takeda is dropping in 42 days? Well, I'll tell you. Just turn on Mortal Kombat 1, you can try this at home, and then simply start playing Invasions, and in the top right corner you will see how many days this new season of Invasion lasts for. And as you can see, we have 42 days, or 43 days when I'm recording this video, but I'm releasing tomorrow, so 42 days from now is when Reptile's season of Invasion ends, and guess what happens at the end of every Invasion season? That's right, the next DLC character in Combat Pack 1. And that's how we know for a fact that Takeda is very likely going to become playable in just 42 days. However, that being said, sometimes Invasion mode does get extended, and therefore the DLC character gets delayed, but that has not happened in a while. It's been a few months now, and I think NetherRealm finally has things figured out, so hopefully there's no more delays. And if that turns out to be the case, then every character in Combat Pack 1 is going to be playable in just 42 days. But here comes the craziest part. There's something else happening around that same time in July, and it's not that big of a deal. Maybe you've heard of it, maybe you haven't. Just EVO, the biggest fighting game tournament in the world, held in Las Vegas. That's right, the biggest fighting game tournament in the world is happening just a bit before Takeda becomes playable. And you know what that means? It's very possible that Takeda's gameplay trailer is going to get revealed at EVO 2024. How exciting is that? For the first time ever, Mortal Kombat 1 is a main feature game at EVO, despite having a very low number of entrants. But hey, that just means I'm guaranteed to make top 100 and maybe top 60, maybe top 32, but no matter what the case may be, I'm gonna be there and I'm gonna be competing. So if you want to hang out with your boy, get a high five, maybe I can sign your t-shirt or give you a free comic book, then I suggest you sign up for EVO as well. You don't have to compete if you don't want to, but just make sure to be on the show floor. It's honestly a really fun time every year, and also Las Vegas itself is also extremely fun, so I recommend everybody watching considers going this year. But I digress, this video is about Takeda, and my point is, Takeda releases at the end of July, and shortly before that we have EVO 2024, which means it's very possible that Takeda's gameplay trailer will be shown during the finals of Mortal Kombat 1, and I'm just so excited, because there's nothing more fun than being in the room when an entire stadium erupts with excitement at a character's gameplay trailer. It is just so much fun. But as you all know, I love making these videos interactive, so let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. What's going to be different about Takeda in Mortal Kombat 1? Because it's a new timeline, so anything could happen, and I'm wondering if Takeda's origin is going to be completely different, or maybe he's going to be from a different timeline, and possibly even an evil version of the Takeda we know and love. Because don't forget, the multiverse is definitely a thing in Mortal Kombat 1, and we see Havoc appear at the end of story mode from a different timeline, and it's very likely he's gonna shake things up. Which is why I think it's quite possible that Takeda in Mortal Kombat 1 is not from the main timeline, and instead he's from a different timeline. Because otherwise, things just don't quite make sense to me, because Kenshi does not have a kid yet, to my knowledge, and as we can see in the Combat Pack trailer, Takeda is a fully grown man. In fact, if you zoom in, he looks kind of old, so either this Takeda is from a different timeline, or he's a time traveler, that could also be possible, or hey, he could be the original Takeda who founded the Shirai Ryu clan of ninjas. For anyone not aware, that is the lore of Mortal Kombat. Takeda has always been the founder, but the character we play as in Mortal Kombat X is simply named after him. But once again, in Mortal Kombat 1, a lot of things change, right? Mileena and Kitana are sisters, Sub-Zero and Scorpion are brothers, Scorpion is actually Kuai Liang, there's a lot of changes, right? And as a result, it could be possible that Takeda in this game is the original Takeda that actually founded the clan itself. So once again, I want to know your thoughts in the comments down below, because like I keep saying in every video, I truly do read all your comments, so grab that keyboard and make your voices heard. For me personally, I kinda do hope it's a time travel thing, because that would be really cool and different, but but honestly, if I was a gambling man, I would wager that it's just Takeda from a different timeline. But you know what? At the end of the day, when all is said and done, all I care about is his gameplay being awesome and, more importantly, fun. Because to me, that's what fighting games are all about. I want the character to be fun. I don't really care if they're top tier or a really strong character, I just want them to be very fun to play. But alright, it's time for topic number 2. What is happening after Takeda? Alright, when Kombat Pack 1 is all said and done and every character has been released, what's next for Mortal Kombat 1? Believe it or not, Ed Boon himself, the creator of Mortal Kombat, has confirmed that this game is getting a Story Mode Part 2, and many players are calling this expansion Aftermath, because that was the name of Mortal Kombat 11 Story Mode Part 2, and our community is not exactly that creative when it comes to names. And as a result, we're calling Story Mode Part 2 for Mortal Kombat 1 the Aftermath Story Expansion, but I sometimes call it Story Mode Part 2, you get the idea, I digress. Let's get to the point, underdog. Believe it or not, Story Mode Part 2 is coming much sooner than you might think. In fact, it's possible that we could get Story Mode Part 2 the very next month after Takeda releases. Because don't forget that Harumi has already been officially announced as an upcoming cameo character in the game, and she is nowhere to be seen in the Kombat Pack. And as a result, we know she's coming with the Story Mode Part 2 expansion, but why would they announce that so soon unless that expansion is coming very soon after Takeda? In my honest opinion, there is no reason to announce a new character that soon unless Story Mode Part 2 is coming soon after Takeda. Now, of course, that's just my theory, so once again, let me know your thoughts in the comments down below, but I'm just saying, if I was a fighting game developer, I would not announce a DLC character that soon unless the Story Mode expansion itself was also coming soon, because otherwise it just doesn't make any sense from a marketing standpoint. Why would you reveal a new character that comes with an expansion unless that expansion is also on the way? Once again, for me personally, I choose to believe that Story Mode Part 2 is coming soon after Takeda's release, possibly in August. However, that being said, many players believe that instead this expansion is coming in September because that marks the anniversary of Mortal Kombat 1's release day. And that theory is also pretty solid, I suppose. Anything's possible, and at the end of the day, I'm not gonna freak out over waiting one more month for the story expansion, right? Even though I love getting new content all the time for Mortal Kombat 1, the reality is I play all fighting games, and Tekken 8's also getting new characters, Street Fighter 6 is getting new characters, so as a result, I'm gonna have tons of content to play no matter what, so I'm excited, period. We really are living in the fighting game renaissance right now, which makes it a shame that so many of us are infighting and saying, no, my game's better, your game's trash, no, my game's better, your game's trash, your game is terrible. I hate that, man, I hate it. It's really unfortunate because I don't think fighting games have ever been this popular or this mainstream, which is a good thing and why I choose to remain positive. The point is, Takeda is coming sooner than many of you might have thought. In just 42 days or so, he is going to be fully playable, and then very soon after that, we're going to get the Story Mode expansion, otherwise known as Mortal Kombat 1 Aftermath, which is also getting new characters too, by the way. It's not just going to be a Story Mode expansion, there's also going to be DLC characters as well. And so far, the only character that's been announced is Harumi, and she is confirmed to be a cameo character. But on top of that, there's obviously been a bunch of leaks too that I don't want to cover on this channel because that just spoils the fun. But the point is, it's confirmed that more characters are on the way. Mortal Kombat 1 is definitely not ending with the first Kombat Pack. There's going to be a Story Mode expansion with a DLC bundle of characters, and then after that we have Kombat Pack 2, and we'll see where things go from there. Another day means more Mortal Kombat 1 news. Thanks for watching, everyone, and I hope you enjoyed. If you did, please leave a like down below, it helps the channel out a ton, and then finish that combo by subscribing and ringing that bell so you never miss any future videos. Make sure to come back next time, and as always, stay underdogs.